All right, we're good to start whenever.
So, when we last left off, Mateus was invited to a hunt by the Hunt Lords, these five geriatric old men and their magical dwarf companion. Shal consumed a potion that made him fall asleep.
Hey, I consumed
In
two
fact,
potions of it.
no, you consumed like four because he gave you three extra files.
I believe you did say you drank them all.
Yep.
Reek made a really bad impression to sleep, but Bugbear anatomy is beyond the ken of these Hunt Lords, so they thought it worked, and Marathi did a convincing ploy to sleep.
I'm in danger.
Apparently, all of you except me are, so we'll see where
Yep.
this goes.
Yes. And last thing these Hunt Lords will say is, well, now that the specimens are secured, I believe you are owed a bit of an explanation.
Certainly.
See, we do enjoy ourselves a spirited hunt in the night. 7 are horses. We have a grand old time, but we've rarely seen something of your companion's physique before. We extend our invitation to you. You have a choice. Either rest here tonight and then be on your way tomorrow with the spoils that we give you for payment of this wonderful opportunity, or come join us. As soon as the sun retreats from the sky, come back to the foyer, and we will properly introduce you to the hunt. Impress us enough, and maybe you have a seat with the lords.
I see.
Question.
What about the you're quite interested in Creek. What about the other two?
Yeah, we've had our share of tieflings. We've seen them. We know their duplicity and their ways of inspiring fire with their demonic heritage. They're, to be fair, they're fun sentient creatures to hunt, but this thing that you sent us seems like it'd be a regular challenge, something we haven't had in a long time. The way the hunt will proceed like as thus. As soon as the sun has set, we will release your gifts into the wilds. An hour to start, give them a head start, and then we shall mount our horses and see where they lead us.
Okay, I think I see where this is going. Before we go, one of the tieflings was my retainer. Can I retrieve my belongings from him?
Roll diplomacy.
Persuasion.
Is that the stat? Is there
Yeah,
a diplomacy?
that is
There is a
number
persuasion
is
is diplomacy.
Yeah,
Per-
roll
oh,
persuasion
sorry, yeah.
then. The Hunt Lords nod and they say, yes, yes. It would be proper that a proper lord would have the equipment they need for such an activity. Before we will retire to our chambers and they will motion up there. And then your chambers are over here.
Excellent. Thank you, my lords.
They will hand you a bell. They say if you need anything, this will summon the steward. He will be his own chambers until the night starts.
Excellent.
And they will in unison walk down the stairs and your doors shut.
I'm just gonna turn to the servant and say, how long did they practice to walk in complete unison like that?
The servant will say, not my place to say.
Very
He'll
well.
bow to you very curtly before walking himself down the stairs to a different room.
Very well. I'm going to immediately walk in here, start slapping each of them in the face, and just say, guys, we're in over our
I'd
heads.
stop him.
We get up. We like.
Well,
No,
not shall,
does
but...
not wake up.
Okay, well, the ones who faked it get up, I think.
Oh, god damn it. So, I am sure you have all kind of estimated on what's happening, but you're being
They
hunted.
want to kill me, don't they?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I told you your noodly arms disgusted people, but you didn't listen.
Are there any other doors out of this room?
The one that you entered from is here. There are windows that are about 10 feet, that are 10 feet high from the
Quick, use your
floor.
noodly arms.
What?
Door.
Extendo arms, go!
But legitimately, do we want to find out what's going on here? There's clearly some shenanigans going on behind the scenes, considering they hunt at night and we were told not to leave at night because there were undead spirits. Doesn't
I'm
take a
pretty
genius
certain
to put
that's the
2 and
rest
2
of the hunting
together.
host.
They want to
Exactly.
kill me, I want to kill them.
I mean, we could set up some type of trap unless I'm put under some type of
Question,
compulsion
how
if
much
I
of a
join them.
conversation between Mateus and the Huntlers did we hear as we were?
If
not
they didn't
definitely
hear it,
listening?
I would fill them in on what they
Yeah.
said.
Okay.
I'd say that the information is pretty much shareable at this
Okay.
point.
Yes.
The only
Cool.
person who wouldn't know any of
Is
this lore-wise
Shao.
would be Shao.
Alright.
Yes.
So I recommend.
Can I do a
that-
medicine to see how, like, if there's any way to wake him up from what he is in?
Roll an Arcana.
Arcana, I see. I'm somewhat good at that. Quick,
18!
pour honey on him.
Okay. Marati, you know that Shao is under some sort of magical sleep. The potion must have been there must have been a potion of something. However much he congested, you're not sure if that increases the duration or the potency, but it would take some magical means to break him out.
I can't just hit him.
No,
Try.
you can't just hit him, Creek.
That usually solves most of my problems.
I mean, if you think about condition-wise, unconscious and dying usually supersedes being asleep, so we just have to beat him until he's dying and then heal him, and then it'll wipe all of it away. That's how it works, right?
I'm not so sure of that.
Snore.
He's attacking!
Now-
Quick, Creek!
The alternative, of course, is how late in the day is it right now?
I'd say you estimate there's about 2 or 3 hours before the sun fully sets.
We've been
Okay,
talking for a
so-
long time.
I say
We
we,
got
kill
we
the
got
horses.
2 to 3 hours to escape.
Do we want
or
to
set
escape,
up a
or do
trap.
we... The only
Next
thing
2 to
I'm
3
worried
hours.
about, if I join them on the hunt, I may be forced into some type of magical gios that makes me take part. Who knows what type of foul sorceries they have.
All the more reason for us to perhaps just hightail it. And by the way, who sent us to give these people their bards? Bardings?
They're
Uh,
bards. Yes,
It was
Marathi.
the quartermaster in Bryn Shader, I think that was. Tribor.
Bryn-
It was the
Bryn Shander,
quartermaster
I
in
believe.
Bryn Shander?
Is it the Bridge Ender or
It was
Tribor?
Tribor. It
I
was
thought
one
it
of
was
the.
Tribor.
It was one of the launching things. I think it was the
Yeah.
dwarf.
He said the commission just came from here and he was paid in advance.
Was it a dwarf or was it a tiefling
The guy who
who gave us the bardings?
the human.
Oh, a human. Okay, so never mind. I was thinking they might have given the job to someone they were planning to hunt, but not quite. Seriously, what is going on with my network? It's doing a weird thing where the upload speed just keeps spiking, like up and down, like clockwork.
Yeah, I'm hearing some weird audio quality coming from your end.
Okay, so it's even causing issues there.
Yeah, but it's not major, but I can hear just a little bit. But I'll say, well, they mentioned that they wanted to saddle their horses and head out to the hunt. My suspicion is that they can't travel very far on foot. We kill the horses, and there's a good chance that they will encounter difficulty. If
I
nothing
walk
more.
over to Creek. I put my hand as close to his shoulder as possible, considering his height, and I say, Creek, they're ghosts. I don't think we can kill any of their horses.
Also, there's an entire possibility that they knew I was going to do this, and the second we try and run, they begin the hunt.
Well, that I'm less certain of, because there does seem to be a very specific sort of restriction tonight. Like, we weren't warned to not come out a few hours in the afternoon. And may I also mention that every second we spend discussing this, the closer we get to not having time to figure out what we're doing.
I seriously doubt we're going to discuss this for 3 hours, but I see what you're saying. We should have
3
brevity.
hours
Creek.
later.
Perhaps we should just shoulder Shao
Actually-
and go.
Question to the DM. Do I remember what phase of the moon last night was?
Oh, interesting.
It's
When
getting
does this-
closer.
I would say the moon is in a waxing phase, about 3/4 full.
3/4
Would you
full,
say
okay.
the 7th phase?
I'm not versed in moon logic.
Jupiter aligned with Mars?
Are you quoting
Is
Harry
it-
Potter at me now?
No, it's something much stupider.
Age of Aquarius?
Yes.
Aquarius.
Okay, so that at the very least they're not werewolves, which is kind of unfortunate. because
Clearly,
I
it
actually
is
have
the
a silver
age of
crate sword.
Mateus. I mean, it might be werewolves. That's a fair point. They might not be undead. Well, do you count werewolves as undead? I think it
Not
might just be
really.
a good idea to just shoulder shell and go.
Yeah.
Maybe report this to, like, the Harpers, that there are people who are hunting people.
Well-
If you consider tieflings people.
Well, okay, but so the other side of it though is, will they chase us? Because they very certainly want to chase me.
Not if we're subtle about it, Creek.
Goodbye, lords. I found out my area needs...
Later, losers.
I need to go govern my lands.
Yeah.
Ignore my 3 carpets that I took. It is my noble privilege. Also, somehow I'm shouldering several hundred pounds of weight.
I can carry Shao.
Including me.
You're the person we're smuggling out!
Yes, and your carpet is carrying additional carpets.
I mean, it's just stupid enough to get us all killed.
But
I will agree, it is stupid.
are the windows that are 10 feet above, do they look
They're not 10 feet
openable
above.
or are
They're
they
like
just...
10 feet high from the floor.
Right.
Oh,
they're
so
10
they're-
feet
they're
high. What I
floor
mean is,
windows.
do they open or...
They do, but there is a hinge lock on each side of the window's right.
So they can only be so. Sorry, so
If it's
so
a
the
hinge
locks the
lock-
locks themselves are on the inside or the outside?
They're on the inside. Why would the
Okay.
lock to a window be on the outside?
It might be a
Because
There's
they
prison.
don't want
hidden
people
prisoners
getting
in
out.
there. Although, granted, then someone from the outside could just unhinge them. So, yeah. I see your point.
I mean, you wouldn't have windows in a prison anyways. What are we even talking
Fair
about?
enough.
I mean, I'm fine with leaving, and if they try and come after us, then we are, by, noble given right, allowed to commit self-defense.
So your plan is to leave.
That's what it seems like we're leaning
Trending
towards,
toward.
although
I
at
can
the same
actually
time,
cast invisibility.
at the
on
same time,
something else.
perhaps the innkeeper seemed to be willing to talk. Perhaps we should jaunt out quick and find out if they have people under their thrall, because leaving them to be under these hunt masters of, like,
Can I?
No, of
evil.
course, that's fair. We
Can I
should
roll it?
consider
Oh,
the
sorry.
rest of the town. But like I was mentioning earlier, I can cast invisibility on at least 2 of us. Or at
Can I
most
roll
2
an
of us.
insight?
I'm their guest. Them finding me walking around would make sense. So perhaps Creek defends Shao, and me and Morati go and talk to the innkeeper.
That could be doable.
Well, really, you just pretend to be unconscious and pray no one
I
comes to
can- I
slit
can
Shao's
certainly
throat.
go to sleep for a minute. But
You don't want to
real-
actually
can-
be
thinking-
asleep.
Thinking back, can I think back on our interaction with the innkeeper and roll an insight to see if it's entirely possible that he was thralled?
I did get a pretty good
No.
insight, and I think there was
Yeah.
something off.
That would
But
be
that
called
was the-
retconning, Tom, and I will not have that.
Oh, I didn't realize that we
I had incited him, but I found something off,
Oh.
and then we saw the magical servants, which he had gotten from the lords, I believe.
Okay, got
Yep.
it.
So
Okay.
perhaps he's under surveillance. Do I
Okay.
know enough about the invisible servants? Can you see through them as the caster?
You didn't see anything without like if he didn't say that he had servants, you wouldn't know that he had them.
Okay.
Hold on a moment. What if they come back to check?
You'll be asleep. Or you'll...
Well, Maradi will be missing.
Maradi will be
What I
missing.
mean, Creek, is that you will have quote-unquote been asleep.
Oh no.
You wouldn't know.
I'm talking about you not being in the room when they come back. Then they'll know something is up, and that'll be a problem for all of us.
Well, we've got a few hours, right?
They did seem to be going to sleep, but they could have the
The
dwarf
Castellan,
come and
or
check.
the,
Yeah.
Sorry, the
Well, that's
Well,
true.
we should decide on something quickly. Like you said, we're kind of on a time limit here.
Yeah.
I say that uh shit. I already forgot your character's name despite being right in front of me. I say Mateus, as a recommendation, Mateus, you should go you should go talk to them alone. They won't. I doubt the Hunt Lords will bother you any. And as long as the three of us are here, they won't think twice about doing anything else. That's just
All
an
right.
instinct, though.
I think that would be fine because I am their guest. So if you both want to just stay here, I can
Creek
talk
just
to the.
immediately drops back on the ground with eyes closed.
I honestly
He's
don't
nothing
feel
if
comfortable
not-
here, but
I'm sure the two of you can hold off. You have loud words, correct?
sure.
Make the sound of an exotic animal, and I'll come running back to the keep. I don't know.
Alright.
You pick now, so I know what to listen for.
Yeah.
Is it just casting with thaumaturgy?
Yeah.
Didn't
Well-
you have like loud voice or something? It might have been thaumaturgy
Oh,
that did it.
Thaumaturgy
yeah,
is
no,
a
it
loud
was.
voice.
It's thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy can project a loud voice.
Yeah, your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute.
Well, I mean, if I can, I'll try and leave, and then just kind of question around, see if anyone talks to me besides the innkeeper.
Okay. So you're now in the foyer. You can look around if you'd like. No, the Hunt Lords aren't there.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything out of the ordinary here. First off, would that be an investigation?
Yeah. Perception.
Okay. Oh dear, they're both bad, but.
Hey, not 19.
You can look around the room. A lot of this stuff appears old, much older than contemporary works. Perhaps the fact that this castle has been here for a while, or the taste of these Hunt Lords are the past generation style. But everything here is kind of like a step behind in time. However, you do notice a large chest near the fireplace that looks inviting.
Inviting, eh?
It's shiny. It's got gold gilding. It's made of exotic wood.
If
I
you
mean,
open
I'll
it
look
plays
at it.
music.
I'm not going to touch it or open it. Like
Smells
this.
faintly of roses.
Do I know any significance to roses?
No, but perhaps it could be a fancy linen drawer or someplace valuable enough so that they would scent it.
That's true. Also, when I hear linens, for some reason I think underwear, so I imagine they just have their underwear drawer in front of the fire in their foyer.
Be
But
the weirdest thing in this campaign.
that's fair. That's very fair. I think I'm not going to mess with it because it might be... Actually, I don't have detect magic. If I look around, does it seem to have any obvious kind of traps or tricks?
Roll perception again. Nothing obvious. In fact, if you jiggle it around, the top doesn't even seem to be locked.
Damn you, curiosity. I will open it.
Okay, you'll open the
Sock drawer.
chest.
On the bright side, the issue fixed itself.
Roll me a dexterity check as a loud sound starts to emanate from the chest.
Wonderful. I forget how my tides of chaos works. To manipulate to gain advantage. Once you do, you must finish a long rest. I will tides of magic this.
Okay.
Give myself advantage. Nat 20. Well, not nat 20,
20.
but 20.
You are able to quickly shut the chest before the sound gets too loud, and the sound recedes again.
What did it sound like?
A whale. Roll me Arcana.
Oh no. God.
You're not sure exactly what it is, but you have a hunch that it is magically triggered by opening this chest.
Did it seem like it was a trap to alert someone opening it, or was it more a byproduct of whatever is stored inside that it started wailing?
Can't tell for sure, but you have a theory that it's bound to the chest and not what's inside because you didn't grab anything.
Okay. Interesting. Well, after noticing that, I'm going to just kind of walk back to here and be like, hey guys, screaming chest.
Screaming
Screaming pipes.
chest?
You
Yes.
I put up a thumbs up, not moving from my position though. The noodle
They-
arms
there
extend a
there
little
is a
bit to
very
make sure that it's
ornate
at eye level.
gilded chest near the fireplace that when opened started screaming. I was able to shut it before they heard, but I am not sure what it is.
Okay.
So we are dealing with something strange here, possibly some type of banshee.
You
But I'm
think the
not
chest
sure.
is a banshee?
Or there's a banshee trapped inside, or some type of trapped soul. Something of that nature.
Do you think
that's-
it's magical?
I'm
It's
almost
pretty
positive
obvious
it's magical.
Creek.
Although they
chest
might
usually
just have a
doesn't
child in
scream.
there. I wasn't able to get a good look.
Can we take a crack at the Arcana thing, or is it just?
We might be able to open it and close it real fast so you hear it before it gets too loud, but it might be even louder on this opening.
But the point is that we can't attack. We can't.
No. So really,
make
I'm
an
just
attack based on
have-
the description.
we're hoping.
Yeah, the description won't help. You'll have to open up the chest and see it yourself.
Okay.
Or try to identify the chest with magic.
Yes. Do you have detect magic, Marathi?
I believe I do. Let me double check.
Because I
Yes,
am.
yes, I do.
I totally.
If you do, then perhaps you should go out and. Do you have ritual casting?
I think. Let me double check.
If not, it would be worth to burn a first level spell to know what is going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just double check right now.
I don't believe bards are ritual casters, but
I thought it was just like if a spell is a ritual spell, you can cast it as a ritual.
I don't know. Classes that can cast rituals as a class feature are bard, cleric, druid, and wizard. I cannot do it. If I took detect magic, I'd have to use a spell slot for it.
Okay, yeah.
But do we
so
want to
where
take?
did the Castellan go?
They are
You don't know.
all
He-
in
he
their
kind of-
rooms.
Yeah, he kind of went down these stairs.
Okay, but he went down some stairs. At the
My
very
only
least.
issue is that 10-minute ritual might cause too much of a commotion to draw them out, so perhaps just using the spell slot to quickly identify it.
All right, yeah, that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll like actually sneak out. So let me try rolling stealth. I'm inspired. 15.
You nearly knock over a jug on your way out, but you were able to catch it and reset it Jackie Chan style.
All right.
Or
If it was Jackie Chan, he'd use the jug to smash over the Castellan's head and knock him out and take him back to his room in a hijink.
So sorry.
But anyways, I apologize.
Yeah, so the chest was what, like over here?
the chest. No, it's kind of like over here.
Oh, okay. So
You might be able to just detect from this doorway,
well, let me look at the range on it.
60 feet.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, 30 feet. I'm sorry.
Okay, so from here.
I was able to tell if the chest wasn't 3 feet of solid wood, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so from here, I'll cast Detect Magic.
There, huh? Okay.
There's a pulse around him. Maybe you'll find something else.
Doesn't identify
Detect
or
Magic.
detect magic.
Detect magic. So he gets an aura around
Is
any.
magic. It's an aura of abjuration.
Okay, it's. I don't know if I can just use.
However, it starts screaming anyway, even
Ow.
from that distance, and you're not close enough to shut the chest as it flies open. Now, with detect magic, do they know the spell, or you have to roll Arcana?
He just knows the school. He does not know the
You
spell.
can roll Arcana on this.
Okay.
Am I as well than a screaming, or is my fail up above the? Oh
Crit.
well.
20.
This is a glyph of warning, triggered when somebody casts magic or tries to open the chest.
Resting.
Okay, I'm
Now-
gonna dash back in now and pretend to be asleep.
Scream. Okay. Have, anybody else want to do anything for a round?
I'm going to come out here and be using look very sheepish using mage hand to levitate like a glass of water to my hand.
That I see it. Marathi, you know that the glyph of warning is only triggered by spells cast at the chest. You can
If he
tell
knows
Mateus
that,
this,
Yeah,
actually,
I'd pass that over.
because
if
you got a
that's
20.
the case. I'm not sure we can get out of this. We might just have to
Just tell
see
me
what
you're
happens.
curious.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I mean, I was.
Okay. A poof of smoke approaches near you as dwarf guy. He's on the wrong layer.
My apology. Oh,
Goodbye, Gred.
I guess I won't apologize then.
Oh wait,
Fine.
he got sent to the map layer.
Yes, he did.
You are.
I've
can't
seen
to them.
things.
He says, "Good evening, my lord."
I apologize. My curiosity got the best of me. It was quite an ornate chest.
Indeed it is. He will shut the chest, and with a flick of his wrist and a scroll that he reads, you'll see a new glyph inscribed on the top of the chest burn into the top and then fade away. It says, some things are very private to the lords. It would behoove them to know that their honored guest is rummaging. My advice is to not rummage.
I will take that to heart.
That you do. He will walk away again down the stairs into oblivion. Wait, my map grid is gone.
Yes, it is. I don't know what you did. Did
Did
you move the map layer to the token layer? Ah, there it is.
There we go.
So, do you know Dispel Magic?
As a matter of fact, I don't yet. I know Counterspell.
I don't think that would work.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
probably not.
We should leave it alone then. Do we just get out of here then, or do we... Because it's pretty clear we can't let them keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, no, that's obvious. Escape seems best instead of waiting for their whole host to assemble, because I think it's much more than them from what we heard last night.
Yes, that's entirely possible. Although, at the same time, they may be weak now. It's just, do we take it upon ourselves to attack the lords on a suspicion? Perhaps it is best to just leave and see if they try and hunt us down, and then we can say we had the moral obligation.
Okay.
Sure.
So, are you attempting to all leave now?
I think we're going to attempt to first undo the window latches.
Yeah, we can like mage hand that, right?
It sounded like it was more, needed like a disarm or something.
For the latches?
Sounded like you
Yeah.
said they were locked latches, but
They're like a hinge. Like
Oh,
one of
never
those
mind
will
then.
pull up and slide it out with a
Oh
pin.
yeah. Wait.
I swear to God, if
detect
these have a
magic
ward
still-
on them.
Are you detecting for magic?
I'm asking Marathi because he's the one with the magic eye.
I'm
No,
assuming
as
once
soon
the
as this-
glyph went
as soon
off,
as it
yeah.
went off, I was putting all my concentration into pretending to sleep. I don't think I can concentrate on the spell and do that.
And also, I'm pretty sure... I'm not sure how Detect Magic looks, but he might be radiating magic that the Castellan would be able to see.
Well,
But
unfortunately, the Castellan
enough-
did not
Look, yeah.
look.
I say instead of dirling around, we just go. Let's unhinge the window. We spent enough time discussing.
Yeah.
We know something's wrong here. Pick up Shell and let's go, Creek.
Okay. I pick up Shell. I believe I
How
count
wide is
as
this
a,
window? It's not like 4 inches wide or something,
let me just
right?
make sure, but I believe bugbears are count as one category size larger for carrying
For
for carrying
carrying, yeah.
things. To say peeps,
I
but
mean,
who
I'm
knows?
pretty sure with your strength, we could say you could overarm shoulder him as
Yeah,
long as you're not trying to
that's what I was
swing
saying. I
two-hand
just want to
weapon.
be precise on that. Yes, I can count as one category size larger for determining your carrying capacity and the way you can push, drag, or lift. So I should be able to carry Shaw with little trouble.
Well, we'll try and escape through the window.
Are you crashing through it?
Oh no, we're gonna try and open it,
Okay.
and then climb out.
Try the pin. The pin is about as like the bulb of the pin is about as large as your fist. It won't budge.
Creek, put down Shao and use your muscles.
All right, I go up to the pen and I do as he says.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
You got it. 18.
Okay, you're able to rip the pin off of the window with a loud clatter.
Creek, next time you break something, keep hold of it afterwards.
Reprimand him later. We don't have much time.
Very well. Go pick up Shao. Do not leave Shao behind.
All right, I grab Shao.
All right, we're gonna.
As soon as you hear the crash, dwarf will appear again.
As like we close the door, right?
He poofs in.
Yeah.
He's been teleporting around.
Yep.
You
Oh,
look at the
lovely.
window and he'll look at you guys and he'll say, trying to get a little air. Dwarf is now wielding an axe.
Interesting, a spell casting, axe wielding dwarf.
You
But
know
I
that
must-
you've been using scrolls to cast spells.
That is fair. But I will
And
say,
just burning teleports just to zip around the house.
I am sorry to say, but these are my close companions, and I will not see them hunted by your masters. I must decline their hospitality, and we will be on our way.
Me the persuasion.
If this works,
The dwarf is puzzled. He said, "If you wanted to leave, why didn't you ask?"
because it seemed they were quite dead set, literally, on hunting Creek. And they didn't seem to take no for an answer when I kept mentioning he was my companion.
The steward will sigh, and he will produce a silver bell. And with one ring, not only does the window repair itself and slam back shut,
Rude.
you hear some clattering over in the foyer again. It says, "Follow me."
I see. Also, did anyone tell you that the floor of this hallway is very lewd?
I'm assuming.
Like
Yeah, you have to
busty.
draw. You have to draw another thing underneath it, and I was too lazy to do it. But
Looks like
Uh.
abs.
I pick up Shao and carry him into the hallway. I mean, the jig is up at this point, so. You mind moving, Shao? Indicate that you are in my possession. Thank you.
I like to imagine you just like doing the little dog or cat like finger snap, like here, Shao.
The hunt lords will say, "Amrath, it's too early for a hunt. Why have you summoned the hunting bell?" And he says, "My lords, this man does not have the stomach for the hunt, then he wishes to be released."
That's not that I don't have the stomach for the hunt. I just do not wish to see my close friends hunted. But if you wanted to phrase it that way,
Of friendship. You say they were your friends. You said companions, heralds. Were your friends, we never would have offered you the position in the first place. How barbaric would it be to hunt somebody that you have an attachment to?
I don't think this is
Can
going
I
the way
roll
you
an
think it is, Mateus.
insight?
quiet you.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll an insight.
Okay, yeah, these guys are on the level.
They're totally just gonna hunt Mateus too.
I fully expect that, but
Yeah, you think you're not getting out of this with a fight. However, the Hunt Lords will point to the Castell and say, "Let's at least make this fair. Break the sleeping one."
oh, I thought you were gonna say break his legs.
The Castellan will approach Shal and hold out another scroll. After uttering some words, Shal will wake up.
Who touched my
screaming.
stuff?
Oh, you're screaming.
I'm
He
still
does that.
holding
I
it,
apologize for him.
Like he struggles like, oh, and I just kind of drop.
You're very groggy, Shal. For the first round, you'll have disadvantage on all checks and attacks.
All right.
Okay.
I
Are we
think I know what
going
that
into-
means.
Is it safe for me to say that I always cast mage armor at the start of a day? Like, I've kind of made that assumption. I think I checked before, but I had
Yeah,
forgotten.
I think that's fine.
Like, it's
I
an
think it's-
8-hour
So-
spell.
Yeah.
Also, quick question. Since I normally have advantage, would I just have normal for this initiative?
No, you have disadvantage.
Okay. Dope.
All right. Guess
Okay,
we're
so are
rolling
we
then?
going into?
Is the dwarf just right next to us when initiative start?
I mean, if you guys start attacking, they haven't done anything.
Well,
Okay, well,
yeah, let's not
Well,
do that.
I mean, we're
We'd like to-
nobles. We have to keep this, thin veneer of courtesy covering our roiling hatred of each other. So I'll ask them. Well, may we leave your eminences,
They'll look at each
your
other. and they'll
eminent
say,
domain?
"Well, you've wasted our time. So what if we propose you a favor?
Go on.
You see, we still love to hunt. Hunting is what we do.
I've gathered.
There's a creature in this forest that has eluded us for quite a long time. Guess this creature, and consider your trespasses, including rummaging through our grandfather's chest. You start
know,
dancing.
Yes.
Cha-cha-cha.
I'm very. Hey, I have 8 int. I get bored very easily. Oh, now he's copying me. It's not fun anymore. But what manner of beast is this? You say it's eluded you, so you obviously know what it is or what it might be.
Well, look
If you send us to find something completely immaterial, like I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but
look at each other and they'll say, not quite sure how he does it. Floats around on a cloud.
We're fighting Wukong, aren't we?
no, we're probably hunting our erstwhile
Every
kidnapper.
every month or so, his cloud ends up near the forest. Moon is full. Don't know why, but we have an insatiable urge to hunt whatever lives in that tower.
Is it even called hunting at this point?
More like at that
I think
point,
it's
I
best
imagine
not
what
to
they would do would
question
be
them.
like
Yes,
getting
yes.
catapults and just flinging rocks at it while it's flying by.
Or
No,
do
they
Now,
know
when you
it's-
say
they know
he
it's a-
floats on a cloud, can you describe this cloud?
Yes, it's a strange Zephyr. It appears to have a tower coming out of it.
Do I even need to roll, or is that our...
No, that's a pretty striking description of your buddy's cloud.
Hey, he's not our buddy, he's our kidnapper.
Yeah.
He'd give you berries.
No,
Yes,
he gave us cheese.
He gives cheese.
He gave us
and
a
berries.
giant
What
wheel of
cheese?
He
cheese.
gave us way too
Don't
much
just
cheese.
call it just cheese. It was a big wheel of cheese.
It was a giant-sized
I'd
wheel of
say,
cheese,
all right,
twice
fine,
the
I'll-
size of us.
I'll
Still,
rephrase.
roll
He
me
gave
an insight, everybody.
Sure.
Do I have a disadvantage at insight?
19.
Yes, this roll you'll have a disadvantage because you're still groggy. But,
I believe him. Fuck this
Alrighty.
guy.
you realize that what they're describing sounds like they don't know what's actually in the tower.
Yeah. Okay. Should we just tell them?
No.
Probably not, but I don't... This is your knowledge, so...
Gentlemen, we've actually encountered this tower in the past. It is, in fact, inhabited by a cloud giant.
Creek is just going to kind of grab if there's a collar.
I'm just gonna
Creek sort of
hold-
grabs at his collar.
Hold up my finger, sigh, and then just cede the floor to Marati.
They're going to look around anxiously and say, "Cloud giant? We've never hunted one of those.
Oh,
That's exactly what we'd like to hunt."
Oh no.
Yes, bring
It
us a cloud
reminds me of
giant,
the hunt.
and we'll consider your past misdeeds repaid.
Very well. We'll
Is there
just
any
have
way you want us to
leave
deliver
and
it?
Go find this cloud giant again, won't we?
I am going to say, a moment please for me to discuss with my former compatriot,
Rude.
and I will drag him to the side and say, you do realize that there's some type of magic afoot, and you may have just sealed a contract.
Anyone
I
got
have
coffee?
no time for contracts.
I could.
They
I could
obviously
slap you
do.
around a bit. Does that count?
I mean, feel free
I
to say
haven't
yourself,
signed
but
anything. There's
you've never
been
dealt
nothing-
with devils before, have you?
I take
Have you?
offense to that.
A real devil, not your phony baloney red.
Not phony
Yes.
baloney red.
He called you phony.
He called you baloney.
My point is that I have not told them that we will get him, just that what it is, and I've given us an exit to stage right, okay?
Feel
Don't
free to
see
keep
anyone
going.
else.
I'll have something to say afterwards, but this is your floor,
Quick
Marati.
question about stage right. Is it just out of the frying pan into the fire on this one?
It's
Is that what-
possible. All I'm saying is we can find him either way and tell him the situation. He's a powerful magic caster himself. So even if I am
Did
under
you
some
remember his
as
coma?
we said before,
Oh
then
yeah, he had a
we'll
coma.
have a good resource to deal with it.
Anyways. Feel free to continue the conversation. This is your floor, Marati. I authorize whatever you want to say. Go ahead.
My lords, after much discussion, we will find the cloud giant for you and I suppose let it know of your intentions to hunt it so that perhaps one can be organized between you six.
6.
Quick, you got any
5.
coffee?
The five of
Servants.
them and the one of him, 6.
Yeah.
Does the servant
The lords
hunt?
will say the servant is not part of this negotiation. Very well. We are generous. We will offer 1 year for you to bring this giant to us.
And a generous year that is, and I will bow.
Wait, what happens if we don't? Or
I
They will
assume
say-
meat back on the menu.
They will say approach.
do I have to?
Oh.
Last time this
Well,
ended up with me
Marati.
sleeping.
All of you.
Fuck.
Drafted.
Naturally, you start moving to each one of these lords. They will each grab your right hand, and searing pain will enter your fist. Enter your flesh, and they'll say, "By this name and this Gias, we have settled the deal."
Marati, I'm gonna strangle you once we get out of here.
That would be
You
a
can
mercy.
try.
Good hunting, young lords. And they will walk back away, and the
By the way, I'd like to roll an intimidate on the lord that that's doing.
Let's
my
just
version.
go.
Yeah,
go
let's
ahead,
just
Enough.
leave.
intimidate.
Oh my god.
I mean, not to aggressively stop him from doing.
Then
the
to do
deal, but
what?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll
Just give
intimidate.
just to give him a look of hatred because they were going to hunt me.
they think it's
Right.
an honor.
Okay.
Oh dear.
You got
Like,
12?
Yeah.
They got an 18. You're intimidated by them.
You can't meet their eyes, but you're still glaring. You feel tears forming. Doesn't hurt. But
But
anyways,
yes, the doors are open, and the
I'm going to rub my fists like where it was hurting and just kind of do a backward glance at Maradi and just start walking out the door, which I think is over here, correct?
He's over here.
Yes, the dwarf is going to say,
Yeah.
"Don't forget your horses and cart."
I'll roll
Yes,
my eyes
yes.
and start walking.
Yeah.
You really haven't dealt with devils before, have you?
As soon as I get out, I'll
That's
just be
conversation.
like,
When-
You're striking.
I'm gonna try and grapple Maradi.
I mean, a year is
Slam
long
him against
enough,
the wall.
and luckily, because of the way you
As-
phrased it, I will say you have given us an out to not get our, benefactor killed. You just said we'd bring a cloud giant. There are evil cloud giants out there, we know, because they attacked knights, and so now we just have to find them and bring one of them back.
It's true.
Don't you answer me. And
Would
I'm
it
gonna...
be-
Even,
like
even
to roll
if we
Arcana
can't
for the
find any other cloud giants, though, the one that we
Anybody
do
like to roll
know is
Arcana
a
for what they
powerful
branded you with?
spellcaster.
Certainly.
I mean, given the fact they use the word chaos,
10.
like
Yep.
I have.
It might
I
not
don't
be
know,
actually a
it's probably
Gios.
some
It
grease.
might be something else. I think I'm going to inspire that. I want to try and...
Sure.
No.
I will say we're ending the end of the session anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, okay, well 19.
Oh look,
kinda
it's
does it.
called Gios.
Whoa!
Who would have guessed? At least I know what it does, correct?
Yes, but this one has no saving throw because you agreed to it.
That's fine.
I didn't agree to nothing.
Gios. This one was vague, so you're lucky with that because some of them are very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they issued you the command, which is bring us a cloud giant within 1 year. You will need a remove curse, greater restoration, or wish to end it.
Do I know everything about the spell, or...
You do. Because
So
of
does that
your
mean
roll.
I know about what causes it to be permanent?
Or what level you have to cast at for it to
To
be
make
a
the
year?
duration 1 year, either 7th, 8th, or it's either 7th or 8th level.
Okay.
If it's cast at 9th level, it's ended only by one of the spells mentioned above. So it's at least 7th level, at highest 9th level.
I would guess, based on the fact that they said we had a year to do it, if it lasted a year, then we would see no effects. This is most likely a 9th level spell.
Which makes it all the better that we didn't try to fight them in that room.
That's
and you
fair.
know that if you resist the Gios, or you don't meet its terms, it deals 5d10 psychic damage each time you offend.
Is there a... Is
Wait.
it just like, if they say don't walk to the right and I walk right 30 feet, do I get hit by it 6 times?
You will get hit by it every time you do a movement. I
I
would say.
see. Okay.
But since the Gios itself just says bring me a cloud giant, don't scheme about doing anything else, or only focus on bringing me a cloud giant.
Hold up,
You know
hold
what I mean?
up. All they said is bring me a cloud giant, right? Which one of you is good at whittling?
A cloud giant.
Let's just hurl a
You
cloud
never
giant
said
figure.
You hunted one before, right? Well, this is what they look like.
Just hurl a cloud giant figure in through their window.
Wait a second. Do we have to bring the whole cloud giant?
I assume they want it alive, yes.
They
But
want to hunt it.
yes. I think our best bet is to somehow lock one down, whether
I got
through
3
charm or...
questions for this then.
Yes.
First off, how in the world are we going to bring back a cloud giant just in size comparison?
I assume we knock it out and then drag it behind our cart as its giant
could
mass
also-
carves
Still
of
like
rut.
You wait, hold on. You still have those potions of maybe enlarge.
Yes, let's make it even bigger.
no, make your cells bigger so you can drag it.
That's fair enough. And by the time we actually get to one in this, year, we should hopefully be strong enough to do things. We may even have a bag of holding. I think we can...
So,
oh, wait, not a live one. Never
Or,
mind.
hear me out, we spend 363 days training our asses off, and then come back in the 364th and kick these guys' asses.
Before you say that, you actually bring up a good point. Perhaps we could just get to the point where we could use one of these ways to remove it. The remove curse, greater restoration, or wish.
Don't look at me.
Well, you do know that rolling those DCs is based on the spell level of whatever casted. Wish is probably the only one that doesn't require that check.
We could also seek help of the one cloud giant we know. I'm not saying we bag him
Bring
up
it.
and
Oh,
take
no,
him
no,
there,
I
but
know. We should
we
definitely...
explained the
Sack,
situation
Get in
to
the
him.
sack.
I mean, we can
Do we
go
even
to
have a way
him,
of
and he
contacting
may... Well, they said he floats by. How long till the next full moon?
didn't say it was the full moon, but they did say it was about once a month.
I thought they said
Because
once a
by-
month during the full moon. Maybe I misheard.
No, not that I'm.
It's
Um,
possible though that he just wanders everywhere, and we're bound to. Run
It's
into him
it's
again.
it's a long-term goal. We shouldn't think about how to do this right now. We should instead
Yes.
continue on our way and then see what we find.
Exactly.
Yes, that'd probably
Also,
be prudent. Also, the session is over.
yes.
And as speaking not as your GM, but just as a guy who knows that the session is over, when they said they didn't know it was in the tower, you literally could have said anything was
That's
in there.
why I'm so mad.
It could have
I
been
mean-
a box.
Arati's innocent.
We could have even
virtue.
not lied and said there were dwarves in there because there was at
There
some
were
point.
And a
dwarves
silver
in there.
dragon. Oh wait, no, they want to hunt that.
It never actually came inside.
Yeah,
thought I
but
went
if you
to the
did
top.
mention a silver dragon, they'd probably be interested in that. To be fair, I was looking at you'd have to fight a creature of some sort of CR cap or floor. So if you mentioned it's like 3 dwarves, they wouldn't be.
They wouldn't
interested in
care.
that.
It's
Yeah.
powered by intelligent foxes, a whole legion of them. They're
God, I
very
hate the
intelligent,
Volpera.
but only when in the tower.
I got leaves.
But yes, I think leave it on the back burner for now. If we run into our kidnapper buddy, then we can ask him if he knows where the evil cloud giants who attacked Night are, and we can work on
Yeah, but
that.
stop
Does
trying to
Mateus
make that
have
a thing.
Stockholm syndrome?
Nightstone.
I'm gonna make it a thing. There's no
I mean-
stone.
Night
So
Town.
when you find a stone, you're gonna be like, "Oh, an unclaimed stone."
I will form a
We'll call
town
it
here.
stone.
I'll call
Stone
it Dusk
Stone.
Dusk Stone.
Creek, when did you learn to read and start reading my diary?
But yes,
I've
interesting.
always known how to read, and
I was-
yet you taught me how to read with
I was
your
very
diary.
interested to see how you were going to get out of this one. So
I mean, it seems like we avoided complete annihilation by attacking them.
let's say that I am impressed you took the non-violent option, because it's usually a murder hobo fest in these campaigns.
Hooray!
It helps that I'm playing a charismatic, stupid nobleman.
And I was passed out for literally 45
All of it.
minutes.
Yeah,
and
if
this-
if
Yeah.
Shao was awake, we would have rolled initiative probably 20 minutes in.
Yeah, usually how they start is Child is yelling, "I fire a crossbow bolt."
Or, hey, you know that
Usually
person you
first I
love?
insult someone and then I fire the crossbow.
Yes.
Remember how that person you love is alive? Not so fast.
Well, hold on there, Sparky.
Girls, everyone who has a living grandma raise their
No,
hand.
first off, I said that
so
she
fast,
was gonna be here.
girls.
She was a lady in waiting, but she's going to be waiting a long time. Thank you very much. I'm pretty damn proud of that one.
I think we're done for the night. Good night, everyone.
Good
So long,
night,
folks.
people.